Is year number three the magical year for Matt Rule once again at the University of Nebraska? It was at Temple and at Baylor, his two previous collegiate stops. Did Cincinnati make a colossal mistake when they gave up the rights to have this as a home game against the Hornhuskers because they were chasing the almighty dollar? I'm going to break down this Nebraska Cincinnati game for you. It's going to be your Thursday complimentary play. And guys, you know I won a perfect 4-0 last Saturday to open the college card, including 3-0 with your free picks. And those free picks in all sports combined, the plays I'm giving away, 59 and 28 roll here on the video reports. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco, General Manager of DeMarcoSports.com here. I created these websites 24 years ago. I was the #1 college and pro football handicapper at the site last year. Closed the year as one of only two guys with Ohio State in the national championship game, Rick Torino being the other, and then followed with the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I've been doing this for over 35 years, guys. It's what I do for a living. I know you don't have the time to break down all the games, but this is what I do. And winning free picks, I love to do it. I do it exceptionally well. Unlike a lot of guys in this business and only throw out free picks because they don't care. They're trying to suck you in to play at the sports books that they're recommending because they make money either on the front end when you post up money or they make money on the back end when you lose money. Think about that. Do they care about the free picks when you're putting money down or you're losing money? Of course not. It's just about volume. It's just about getting you to their site to make money off of you. I don't do that. I don't sponsor sports books, nor do I recommend any either. So, with that all being said, let's start breaking down this particular game. You know, Matt Rule has done a tremendous job in year number 3. When you think about it, at Temple, he took over a perennial loser. In year number 1, they were 2-10. Year number 2, 6-6, and then 10-4. Year number 3. Think about when he took over a Baylor program that was probably in worse shape than Temple. Year number 1, 1-11. Then year number 2, 7-6, and then in year number 3, 11-3. He has done it. He has turned programs around. Last year, Nebraska 7-6. Now, that may not seem great, but that was Nebraska's first winning season since 2016. And this is a team that then had another tremendous recruiting class and spent the money, had a great, great portal off season, huge number of transfers coming in, and top quality transfers at that. What I was alluding to with Cincinnati is simply this. You know, at one time, this was a home game scheduled for the Bearcats. And then first, they went ahead and agreed to let this game be played at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, right? The home of the Colts. Then Arrowhead Stadium came calling. And they agreed to let this game be moved here because the folks that own Arrowhead Stadium said that Cincinnati could keep 75% of the total gate receipts. Now, listen, you can understand why the University of Cincinnati made that deal, but University of Cincinnati is a 600-mile drive from Kansas City. Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha, Lincoln, 200-mile drive, give or take. Now, I can tell you the Cornhuskers faithful are going to make the drive to Kansas City. And Arrowhead Stadium, you might as well paint it red tonight. And it ain't going to be red because it's Chiefs fans. It's going to be red for the Cornhusker fans tonight. It's going to be a pseudo home game for them. That's how it's going to be. And it's going to be Nebraska faithful just overwhelming here tonight. And I'm looking at this line at 6.5 points, and I have no problem laying it with Nebraska. Yes, did they lose some talent, especially on defense? Yeah, they lost their entire front seven. But again, they used the portal so well. They have a tremendous incoming recruiting class, and they had talent from last year's recruiting class ready to step in. The offense is even better now that they named Dana Horgeson, the former West Virginia and Houston coach, who really wasn't much of a head coach, but as an offensive coordinator, this is his bread and butter. Remember, the final 4 games of last season, he took over, and you saw the increase in offensive production. Now he's the full OC. You know, Cincinnati, not a bad team. I mean, 15 starters back, but this was just a mid-tier 5 and 7 Big 12 squad from a year ago. have talented quarterback with Brendan Sorsby, threw for over 2,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, also a dual threat. He ran for 447 yards. And last year, I will admit that, dual threat quarterbacks gave the Nebraska defense some issues. But he has a brand new receiving core, had to go out to the transfer portal to get 3 new receivers for him. The top running back from a year ago is gone, so they had to import a guy from Wisconsin, Walker, who's going to be one of their 2 top backs. And this is a team that got off to a strong start because they were playing basically the little sisters of the poor. But when they got into the meat of the potatoes of the schedule, there's a reason why they lost their final 5 games. I just think that this is a great price. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I can see Nebraska winning this by, somewhere in that 10 to 13 point margin. Now, you know what I'm about to say. With this line 6.5, I'm going to buy down the half point. Matter of fact, if it's between 6 and 7.5, my recommendation is always to buy down the half point if you're betting the favorite. So in this case, I'm going to buy down. Now, I want to talk about teaser possibilities. Just a couple of quick reminders. You see it at the bottom of the screen. If you'd like my play tonight, which I have a small play, I'll be honest with you, on East Carolina and NC State. The big play tonight happens to be Chris Jordan, who has just been red hot here over the past couple of weeks in all sports combined, and is coming off a best bet 1,000 star winner in Western Kentucky on Saturday. And the second biggest play happens to be Jason Mahaffey, who's coming off a winner like me on Kansas on Saturday, his 5th straight football winner, preseason and college combined. He's on the Ohio Minnesota game. If you want, or Wisconsin game, if you want all the plays of all the handicappers for free, you can get it using the 2-day free all access pass. If you've never taken advantage of it before, it's a great deal. I mean, you can't beat the word free. Okay, I can't oversell the word free. You get all the plays of all the handicappers for free. Today, the normal price would be 109. You pick the days. It can be today and tomorrow, today and Saturday. The choice is yours. If you've never done it before, check it out. If you have any questions, ask customer service. But free is free. Again, I can't sell free. I think this game just offers you a tremendous opportunity to tease Nebraska. I love teasers. Myself and Shawn Michaels at the site, we are like the teaser kings. We've been doing teasers for years. I don't believe in exotic teasers, but I believe teasers when you're looking at a 2-team 7-point teaser, when that line is anywhere between 6 and 10 points, that is a beautiful team to tease, especially when you're looking at a chalk. So when I'm looking at Nebraska and I can take them down to pick them in this spot, why not? My problem is I don't see any other team to tease them with. I mean, when I'm running through the games here tonight, like for example, my top play is on East Carolina and NC State. It's a 14-point line. There's no value in teasing up to 21 or down to 7 in that particular spot. You're looking at the Boise State and South Florida game. Well, that game, you see how the line has dropped down and moved towards South Florida's favor here. Now South Florida is only like a 5-point dog. I don't see any value in that line either. I'm looking at a couple of the other games. Central Florida, 20.5-point favorite at home against Jacksonville State. Sure, South Florida or Central Florida has won 7 straight bounce house games on Thursday night and 7 straight openers, but do you want to lay 13.5 points with a team? Yeah, Scott Frost is second coming in Orlando, but Central Florida is rebuilding just as much as Jacksonville State, although Jacksonville State has been crippled when Rich Rod left and practically every single player on that team has left. But I'm not interested in going either direction on that team. I look at some of the other games here tonight. I mean, Minnesota, Wisconsin and Ohio. Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, would it be tempting to take Wisconsin down to like 10.5 points? Uh, Wisconsin always, plays some decent defense, but I don't know if they can score any points this year. They certainly haven't in Luke Fickell's first 2 years. And what do they have? Their third offensive coordinator in 3 years? Damned if I know. So I don't see any team to hook them up with tonight. That's my problem. Now, you could maybe do a 2-day 2-team teaser and look for something on Friday and certainly on Saturday. But again, Nebraska is just one of those teams that is just screaming to be put in a teaser. So it's just something that to consider. The other thing that you want to also think about here in college football is this. And this is a tip that I just want to have you file away as you're starting to look at the rest of the weekend's card. This is the only time we have the advantage over the odds makers. And I tell you this at the outset of every single season. Doesn't matter the sport. The first couple of weeks, we have the advantage. It's the only time of the year because the lines are soft. Odds makers don't know anything more about these teams than we do at the outset of the season. What do you think? They took out something and they learned something from spring practices or fall camps? They don't know anything. That's why you see the numbers soft. That's why you can't shy away from the double digit chalks on a Saturday card, for example, because those numbers are soft. If you see a double digit chalk and you think it's going to be a blowout, don't be scared. Play it. I trust me when I say after a game or two, when the Power Five team, Power Four school beats up on the little sister of poor, those lines will get sharp and our advantage will disappear. But now is the time to take advantage of the soft numbers, especially as most people are apt to do. They always lean, because it's basic human nature, they always lean toward playing favorites. If that's one of you and you're a chalk player, like most are, now is the time to do it because you're going to find the softest numbers you will ever find. And it happens in every sport, every season. It's been that way forever, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. So that'll do it, guys. I wish you well. And I'll be here on Friday. I'll be here on Saturday. And the tickets are free. Good luck, everybody.